All right. Hi everyone. Hi Cage. Welcome to another episode in the series of React Native Web to Mobile. Actually, we've started last week with showing all the how-tos and how to start. And if you haven't seen that, then you should go down below on the description. You have links for the last episode, and you have other links, so have fun with that. So what's on the menu today? So previously, just to recap, if you haven't watched the previous episode, so we've done a splash screen actually for our app, and we start everything with a specific architecture. I will specify about that in a bit. And so today on the menu, we're gonna have a login screen, which is a very basic thing for an app to have. And the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna actually connect a store. So if you're new to React, so React is using something called Flux. It's a paradigm of how to update your views and update your components. And we're going to use a library called Cartiv, which is an easy and fresh implementation of the Flux. There are a lot of Flux implementations out there, Reflux, Redux, something JS, I can't remember the name. And we're going to use Cartiv for that. If we're going to be able to edit more stuff and add more things, then sure, why not? Let me just pop the chat and close this. Sorry for that. Let me change this and cool. Okay. Yay, horsey. If anything with the stream is wrong, or I don't know, a sound dropped or something like this, let me know on the chat. If you want to comment on the chat, you must be a registered member of the live coding website. So if you want to tell me something, or you can tweet at me, use the hashtag web2mobile, which I used in my Twitter like a couple of minutes before. Let me close this. Before we go on, I wanted to introduce this lecture. It's called Learn Once, Write Anywhere. It's an intro to React Native by a guy called Aaron Greenwald. He's an engineer in Wix. He's been studying React Native for, he said, around half a year now, or a bit more. He has some enlightening facts about React, like how does React communicates with the device itself. I mean, we said it's a magic, right? But it's obviously not. So he's going to explain, and he's explaining like clearly and in a good way how the things happen. So I do recommend that. I did watch it myself. It was great. And as I said before, you can browse here. I uploaded the version of the previous cast without all the music that YouTube forced me to take off. So no views now, but we had I think around 100 views. But do watch it if you want to know what happened last time, and to be with us on the same page. Okay, so let's close this. This is the chat plugin. This shouldn't be here. And this is out as well. Okay, so a bit of an intro about what things we're gonna use. So as I said, Cartiv, you can go on the GitHub page of Cartiv, just Google GitHub Cartiv. It's a Cartiv. We will go over this, but you have all the README, which is super specified and super detailed, and which is great. So we're gonna go over that in details later, and we're gonna try something with our app. Now, in the previous, in the last time, I did test some of my things beforehand. What do I mean? I did test how the splash screen is going to look like, what components to move, and like a couple of other things just to keep the stream smooth. I was contacted by a couple of developers asking me to, hey, Avia, this is very nice that you're doing it like out of the box and everything is working, but we do want to see the struggle. We do want to see where you get bugs, how do you solve them. and what is the flow of your development. So we're going to use something called, I just found it on Google actually, so I'm not biased to anywhere, called React Native Material Design. Everybody knows material design. Google is pushing that as hard as they can. I haven't tried that beforehand, so this is for you. We're going to go through everything, installation, welcome, all the components. We're going to build our app using this. I did look at some previous, and it looked pretty fine. Let me put the chat over here. Cool. All right, so let me open WebStorm and let's pick it up from the previous state. And on the same breath, I'm gonna open Genymotion. If you weren't here last time, so we did try to use this stock emulator that comes with Android Studio, which was supposed to be very great and like fast and everything. It was the emulator 2.0, and unfortunately it did disappoint. I'm using SSD and like everything is fast and smooth and new, and it did get stuck a lot. Okay, so I'm popping this here. I just want to know if everything is okay in the stream, so give me a thumbs up if everything is cool, and we will continue. Okay, let me pop this to the left, this to the right, shrink it a bit. Okay, good. Chat guys, just let me know if everything is okay. Okay, so back to our app. Let me close everything here. So this is where we left our app. Our app is called Brenda. The app is supposed to log your dog or your pet. When did it how do you call that, trip, and when did it poop, when like peed, food, whatever, you name it. So this is the main purpose of the app. Last time in the initialization part, we did move from two code bases. As you can see, we have index.android.js and index.ios.js, and we did move from two code bases, one for Android, one for iOS, into a single code base. As you can see, those two files look completely identical. Why do we need them both? Because when we're going to compile our project from the sources towards the device, iOS is going to start with the index.ios and Android through the index.android. Therefore, we do need those two entry points. Coffee break. Great. H1 horsey. Okay, cool. Yeah, HTML. All right, so let's jump into our app component. Just a bit of a structure if you forgot. We have the Android, let me close this. We have the iOS library, which composed of the Xcode projects. We are working over MS Windows, so we cannot open that, obviously. We do have the Android project, which we can open with Android Studio with relative ease. And we have our assets, which contains the Brenda logo, which is a very nice logo. And as far as my design capabilities. And we have our components, which is composed of the app component, which we're looking right now, and the splash screen component. Let's open that. Let me show you how the app looks. Change it to documents, no, code projects, no, and React Native, and Brenda. Okay, so if you have forgot the command to run React Native, and as I said, we're running only Android here since we're on Windows environment. So it's going to be React Native run Android. Magic happens. We're going to see some commands being popped over here. And if you weren't here on the last time, we do have the React packager, which I think is dead. So I'm going to close it. I'm going to reopen that. For some reason, I didn't encounter this problem today trying to run the project. Okay, so the packager is running. As you can see, it's building the dependency graph. Facebook loves graphs, and sure, why not? Gonna use it here. We have the compiler running. If you remember, we said Facebook is using Buck, which compiles by need, and since all those modules were not did not change, then it won't recompile them, which is great when we're developing for a native app. We don't want to compile each time, specifically if you have a huge app. It's a pain. So, and as you can see, it's popping everything towards the device, and the device is doing this. As you can see, this is the request actually. The React packager is merely a server, and we will be able to see what fetches. And yeah, that was our app. We had a splash screen let me reload that. We had a splash screen for 3 seconds as we ordered the code. Just structure-wise, so we have the splash screen. It contains a view, which, as you can see, has nothing but the text saying React Native. And the splash screen is called using the require for the photo. I did explain last time why does it look like this, why I just don't send a string, right? And do it dynamically. So I did explain why it's not possible right now. I did specify the duration, background color, why do we use the styles object that's coming right over here. So I did explain last time why did we use the styles object. Go check it out. It's important because you will bump into errors when trying to use just, color whatever hex value, and you will see that it's not possible. Okay, so great. Okay, so I do have a feeling of something in my teeth. Okay, so what we said is we're going to use a login. In my perspective, or let's go semi-architecture, the app is going to be composed of a splash screen component which will contain everything. Underneath it, it's going to have something we will call authentication container, I don't know. And the purpose of that is that the whole app, by design, is not going to be accessible unless you're logged in. Why did we choose to do it like this? Reasons. But bottom line is we're going to have something called an auth container, and it's going to contain everything, and you will be able to access the real components or the real app only if you're signed in. Okay, so all right, so let's get rid of this view. We don't need that. Let's call something called, I'm just making up a name, log auth container. Great. Okay, let's try like this. Yeah. So let me think. Should auth container be past all the components? I think it should. Yeah. We'll do it like this. Okay, cool. Indentation, and great. So let's create a new directory called auth container. Inside of it, let's create a file called auth container small a auth container dot, no need for the .js. All right, yes, we do want that. Commit soon, commit often. Added auth container smiley. You do have the link for the repo if you want. It's down below in the description. So we're gonna import React, and we're gonna import components from React. I do think, let me think if we need anything else for now. Let's see, what did we bring here? We had the style sheet, text view. I don't think so. Okay, so class auth container extends component. Great. Most important thing in React, render function. Render that returns something. Okay, so let's mimic the operation of how we're gonna do the all the sign in and sign up flow and the operations. So let's do, actually we don't need to get initial state. In ES6, if you're doing the constructor, then you can just, sorry, come on. Then you can just say this dot state rather than this dot, rather than get initial state. So I can just do this dot state equals some object. Okay, and super props. Okay, so far nothing fancy. Let me pop this nice one. So far nothing fancy. Let's say text, hi, I'm auth. Let's just verify everything was imported properly. We do need to import text from React Native. In here, we do need to import auth. Sorry, I did call it auth. Yeah, auth container from .auth container. Do remember that I said you must use the relative path. Let's call it string. Otherwise, it won't be pulling or importing anything. Check it out. I did explain why in the last episode. Okay, so auth container is ready. It was imported, and this dot state, let's say, equals null for now. It's just an empty object, and we should see hi. Okay, let's go Control M, reload JS. Great. Let's operation not permitted. No. Press any key. Okay, so sorry. So we did have a crash over there. Let's rerun our project. Let's rerun the compiler. Sometimes it needs to recompile new assets or components that were added. So let's just let it work for one sec. Coffee break. Meanwhile, if you have any questions regarding anything in the world, feel free. Okay, good. Fetching JS bundle. Come on. Let's see what the React server does. Great. Pulling everything. Request minify false. Yeah, there we go. Brenda. And element type is invalid. Expected a string for built-in components or class. Check the render method of app. What happened? Okay. So as you can see, of course, export default auth. It's very important to export your components. Okay, now it works properly. So Brenda should fade, and then it says, hey, I'm auth. Okay, it means our component was properly imported. Okay, great. So, in my perspective, what we want to do is check if the user is logged in. We're going to explain how, but if it's not, then we're going to display a component called login, surprisingly. And if it is logged in already, then we're gonna display the rest of the app actually. Okay, so let's add a prop to this dot state. We call is auth, and the initial state should be false, right? I mean, why not? And we're gonna do something like this. We're gonna say this dot state that is false is auth, and let's say some text. And else some other text. Okay. Great. So we have a small syntactic trigger if. So if this dot state is auth, and we have a not operator. So if the user is not authenticated, okay, is authenticated, and there's a typo. Great. Nice. So not auth, yes auth. Let's just control M. Sorry, oh, I didn't want to do that. But if we did arrive here, never mind, no remote debugger. Okay, so, oh, come on. Let's do control M, reload JS. Why the fuck does it want a debugger? I don't want a debugger, man. Stop remote JS debugging. Okay, great. Let's kill this. Let's see what was the error. Operation not permitted. Okay, and it's dead. Here are some struggles regarding our development process. Okay, so let's let the React packager work again. This is actually the first time that happens, and it's a bit frustrating. Let's check my Twitter. My phone says we have 2 new interactions. So nice, cool thing. My friend told me to buy another screen just for logistics. If you want to donate me a screen, feel free. Let's shrink that. Finding dependencies. Okay, there we go. Everything is getting loaded. Brenda. It should be displayed. Okay, great. So we're not auth. Let's assume we're true. Reload JS. Let me actually shorten. Yes, auth. Okay, good. I'm making this shorter to 1 second rather than 3. Okay, let's put this back to that, and auth is included properly and looking nice. Okay, great. Let's do another thing, which is enable hard reloading. And what will happen is whenever we change states or components, it's gonna reload them automatically, just like any web dev, but cooler. Okay, so this is the main part we're gonna work on today, the not authentication scenario. And what we've said is in case of users not being authenticated, then we want to display the login screen or the login. Let's go like this. I do want to do something like a login screen, which will be composed of obviously username, password, and then like an OR thing, an OR button, or like a divider, splitter, and underneath it we're gonna have something like a sign up, right? Because you gotta sign up at some point. So what I'm gonna do is the following. I'm gonna remove the text and I'm gonna make hard reloading, yeah, and immediately an error, obviously. So what I'm gonna import here or use, it's gonna be a login container. And it's gonna be a component that has nothing on it. Okay, cool. So login container should be inside auth container in my perspective. So login container, inside it you're gonna have a file called login container. Great. Yes. And then again, import React dash component from React and class login container extends component. Great. If you're not familiar with the class and everything, then you should check the ES6 specs, and you probably should learn it by now, especially if you're a web developer. So the next thing is going to do export, use default here again, and then login, no, login container. Great. First thing, render. It's an app that has a returns value, and return. Great. What we're gonna return is some text called login. Therefore, we need to import text from React Native. Great. Can't find variable login container. Try now. Fetching JS bundle. Maybe we will need to re-import a thing. No, this time works. Okay, so it can. Did we import it? No, we didn't. Okay, cool. So import this from relative login container. This. Okay. Now try us. Let me check the chat 1 sec. Cool. Okay, good. So since you're not authenticated, the login screen is being invoked. Let's jump right into it. So let's try to think of an implementation of how the app is gonna look like. So if this is our current state, not this, let me close that actually. If this is our current state, we would like to have something like this. So we're gonna have, this is wider than I wanted. Let's say pink-ish. I'm using all the React, the Androids, not Androids anymore, the Google's material design, and thus the material colors. I will open the website in a sec. Let me change that to black. Actually, I wanted white. White. Okay, so I'm gonna have something like this. Okay, maybe a bit smaller. 2 of them. So like that. And here's the thing I said, we're gonna have some or thing. Let's give it a grayish. Oh, come on. Okay, so imagine we have a line here, just not worth spending time over. Let me copy this. Something like this. It's gonna say or, and that, back to pink, sound like this, and another, or it was like that, another box, or I'm not quite sure. Let's give it a button. Let's give it a fill. It's gonna say sign up. Now, I do know this is ugly and I'm no designer, but this is like on a 1 foot and on a nutshell, and I will redesign things, but no one is interested in like seeing designs usually. So it's gonna be off record and you're just gonna see it on the next episode or stuff. Let me pop the chat, see if anything cool, clear. All right, so this is the main thing. This is the main view that we're gonna have. And if you're gonna pop back, this is gonna be, all of this is going to be the login container. And inside of it, we're gonna have two components. Actually, exactly two components. One is gonna be, we're gonna have three inputs, actually three components, two inputs, the OR thingy that we will need to think how we're gonna implement it, and the sign up button. All right, so therefore we're gonna have a view here. Great, we do need to import it. Cool, view. So we're having a view now, and this is the time to use the React material design that I showed you. So this is a library I found online. Looks promising. I did inspect a couple of them. Feels very, very native, I must say. So let's pop the menu, let's go through installation. All right, cool. Seems pretty easy. So we're gonna go like this, and npm I React Material Design, nothing else. All right, let's hit enter. Come on, npm, come on. Great, so far so good. And let's see the log of things that were added. Okay, wow. Skipping failed. What did you skip? Lodash? Please try running this. Okay, so cmd. I don't know why we do need to do this as an admin, but whatever. So cd cd2c cd users aviad cd my documents there. Not quite sure where we are. City documents, maybe. Code, yeah. React Native, Brenda. Nice. So we wanted to do this again. Now with the admin permissions. Okay, so after the npm finishes, we need to copy material icons found from this. Let's open that to your local working directory. Oh, I see. Or we can just rnpm this. Looking promising. Let's go rnpm link. If you're not familiar with rnpm, is React Native Package Manager. Okay, no errors. All right, import and required components into your project. You need to restart the packager. Okay, so let's restart it right now. Let's close this and rerun our app. So we are going to build this, and let's already pop the button component here. So import button from React Native Material Design, not surprising, and then it has value, normal flat, all right, and we have table of values, and on press some function, and raised option. If you're not familiar with the material design, like raised and non-raised and all those kind of things, better check it out. And that's how it behaves. All right, let's pop the gen emotion. Let's see everything was fetched. Where are you, packager? Have the dependencies coming up. Okay, good, looking good. Client connected. And exactly, we don't see anything. Check. And how loading. Raw text check must be wrapped in explicit. Oh, sorry. Oh, wow. So, text check. This should go. Hard reload this. It's gonna get the whole bundle back. And as we can see, we already have the check appearing. Okay, great. So, button by material React Native material design should look like this. Button text. And it's getting some text. And hey, let's try this. Can't find variable button because we did not import this. Import button from, let me space that. Press insert. No. From React Native material design. Cool. Let's try enable live reload. Okay, so this is how it looks. This is how it clicks. Okay, looking nice. Let's see, Control D. Let's see how it looks when it's not raised. Get it false value. Could you kindly reload? Yes, no. Should have done that without me interfering, sorry. So what other things button get? On press, obviously, and actually that's it. All right, cool. As you can see, this is button B. I think we're gonna use the not raised option. This can go. One thing I do want to do meanwhile is inside login container, we're going to import here the style sheet. And what I'm going to do is create a const, call it styles equals style sheet dot create. Did explain last time how it works. The create gets, sorry, it's a function that gets an object in container and background color is, let's say, black, just for the sake of. And we do need to give it as style equals gets an object and styles style, come on, dot container. Let's see if it works. Brenda has stopped. Brenda. Okay, so this doesn't work. As you can see, it's an older version since we had this. Let's see if we have any errors regarding the packager. That'll be a no. Oh, we do. Style error. Background color. Oh, come on. Reload. Let's give it also. There you go. As you can see, it's not the full height. Okay. We do want to do that the full height, so we're gonna say something like in the splash screen, just for reference, we did say flex direction column and flex one, which means the whole screen, and justify content and align items. We're gonna use the same. Let's pop comma right here. Okay, there you go. updates immediately. And since we don't want it to be black, I'm going to use the same color I passed for the splash screen, which can be found here. Login container, and this is your color, buddy, and it should be pinky. Great. So as you can see, we have the check, the button, and other one. Let's see if, okay. So back to our sketch, we do need 2 inputs, all right, and let's skip the title for now. Let's look for input. List, triple, avatar, card, drawer, divider. No input. Maybe under checkbox. Let's actually dive right into this. So what do we have here? We have toolbar, subheader, radio button group. How does the toolbar looks like? No comments. Let's view the source. So this is how the component looks. And this is all the things, the props that it gets. Anything required? No. Okay, so let's try looking how it feels. So let's give it a toolbar, and I do need to import it. Can't find I'll just brought you this. Okay, oh nice. So this is how the toolbar looks, and if I'm gonna do this, nice. But obviously we don't want the toolbar now, as it will be contained within our real app. So let's just remove this. Okay, this is the time to go React Native input, text input. Usually they have photos of how it looks. A lot of things. Maybe someone already. So yeah, let's see what this does. This is a floating label text field. Float label text field. This is looking pretty nice. Let's see if we have anything else. React Native input, material design. If you're not familiar with this RnPlay, it's a nice site that lets you play with React Native live. Oh yeah, this is what we wanted. React Native material design. Okay. Great. So we do need to install another module. Let's just save. Let's give it a sec to download everything it needs. We can already stop the packager, since we do know it will need to recompile. And okay, yada yada yada. I always get this error. Let's just give it rnpm link in case. Okay, let you run again, boy. So you're gonna need to do this import text field, and you're gonna have a label and highlight color and keyboard type. Oh nice, lets you even pick values. Okay, good. Back to our app. Let's give it like this, and we will do import text field from React Native and the input. Okay, let's see if you're done. Not you. You should. Nice, working almost smoothly. Okay, we do need to change some colors. So highlight color, as you can see, it's being passed, not an object that comes from the style sheet, just a color. What's the highlight in this? This should be text. Loading. Fill prop type in the valid keyboard type, valid text applied to text input. Let's see what it expects. So we have a lot of props. We're talking about keyboard type, Anything else about this? Okay, so it inherits the let's search for numeric. Okay, good. So keyboard type gets the following: default email address, phone pad, ASCII capable numbers and punctuation, URL number pad, name phone pad, decimal pad, Twitter, website. Okay, whatever. Just gonna get default. Label will be username. We can already duplicate that. Towards the password. Does it have a password? Password. There we go. Secure text entity. Equal, I guess it's gonna be true. Okay, so let's look at this. Yeah. So this is working. Who said text? So this is working. We have username and we have password that changes itself to the stars or the dots, you name it. So this is the first segment of our screen. So we're gonna have these two, and then we set this OR thingy in the middle and sign up. Okay, I'm gonna take a break of 2 minutes just to pee and be right back. Okay. All right. So, this is the place we've left the screen. So we have the username going like this. I don't know if it's gonna look like this in real devices, but we will check it. Getting this warning here, filled prop type, invalid prop, keyboard type of valid text applied to, oh, this was changed. All right, whatever, dude. So what other things that this should go? What are the things the text gets? So we will want this highlight color to be let's go 2, 4, 5, 6. Loading. Okay, this is looking way better. And what other props does it get? It has text color. Yeah, great. Text representing the hex RGB. Okay, so we're gonna pass it a text color. Value equals of hashtag. Okay. Let's see how you look now. Okay, better. And this actually should be white as well. These guys are going to be the same. Now, one thing I want to change is, you see this is a gray, and this is what I want to change now. Label color, yeah. So this is the prop, label color, and it should be, let's give it blue, I don't know, just for, let's see if it works. Loading, yeah, great. This is the time to pop the the Google material colors. This is what I'm looking for. If you're not familiar with this website, you should. It has all the colors and all the palettes. It's very, very cool. I'm going straight down towards the text. They used to have it right here, primary. Oh, you see all this combination. This is cool. Yeah, there we go. So primary text should be whole black. Secondary should be 54. Sorry, this is a whole black but 87% opacity, and this is a whole black but 54% opacity. So I think we're gonna give it, since actually, if we will look. I guess this is somewhat the opacity it wants. Now, okay, let's just give it black for now. I will redesign this later. It's not interesting. So we have username, password like this, username like this. Actually, I think this is ugly, so we're just gonna get white. Back at it. As you can see, we have warnings pop in. Oh yeah, obviously hash and hash. This should remove one of the errors. Okay, so as we can see, errors do not clear themselves, but this is working nice. So the next thing we wanted to do, let me just do reload.js just to get rid of those warnings. The next thing we want to do is create this or thing, and then the sign up button. Okay, so I do want to try and limit the width of that. So let's try to do the following. Get another view. Okay. Style will be styles dot login container. Let's pop this like this. Flex, let's give it 0.8. Let's see how it behaves. No. This is like all regular CSS that we're used to see. So React Native style width. I think they actually have a width prop. Yeah, they do. Let's give it width of 40. Doesn't get percent. Maybe like this. Let's see. No. Invalid style prop of type string supplied expected number. Okay, so we do know we cannot give it percentage. Let's just give it like this. Okay, so 40 is clearly that maybe it's pixel. I did talk about this in the last episode. I'm not quite sure what units they use here, but oh, 200 looks nice. Let's give it to 50 just in case. Oh, this is nice. So, and height I think should be 250 as well. Let's try this. Nice. 150? Okay, no. Let's give it 250. Alright, cool. So we have this view, and now we're gonna have another view inside. Here we're gonna have the or thingy. Okay, we're probably gonna have an error since this is not proper comment syntax. And under here we're gonna have another view saying it's gonna have a button. Yeah, this should go. This button is going to have sign up, raised true, and let's do it for now with or like this. Now it's not an object. Where do you get now? View, 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 view. React Reconciler. Not quite sure what this error is about. Okay, so apparently there is no error. Oh, maybe this. You should go. Okay, this will do now, for now. And styles, styles.sign up. I'm gonna have an error in a sec. It's gonna be 100 width. I don't want to touch it. Let's give it 250 as well. Let's see how it behaves. If I'll give you 300 as well, let's see how you behave. Oh, it's 3,000. Sorry. Okay, this should be like this, and let's give it 100 just to make it go lower. Yeah. Great. Another button that we need is sign in, right? Sign in. Let's get false. Or actually, yeah, why not? True. This looks nicer. It's looking nice. Let's add another view with the text saying welcome. Welcome to Brenda. Style will be styles.title. Font size, give it 20. Oh, so like this. Yay, this is looking better. Welcome Brenda or sign up. I think the sign up shouldn't be raised. No, it should. Let's look for a splitter. These guys have it. Yeah, an icon. We want a divider. And we need to import it. So divider. Show what you want. Oh, here it is, the small one. It has a prop called insist, whether to add a left set margin to the divider. Okay. Let's see how it looks. No, it sucks. Okay, so maybe like this. Okay, let's try the following. Style equals style.divider. Where was it? Flex direction, row, flex 1. No, 2.1. Height of 100. Okay, and so another divider. This should go. Okay. have some error popping up. If we'll do this, will it change? So the native node doesn't work this way. What other things can they offer us? What's drawer? Not sure. List, radio, ripples, subheader. How do we look now? Please reload. I do want to make the button circular, I think. Theme, primary. Okay. Let's just do the following. The divider. This will pop. Let's give it that. Okay, and let's give it 200. No. Let's give it 50. Singer soda. See how it looks now, or sign up. We want this. So. Try it like this. No. This should go. This should go too. Okay, what's the value? The stack which is rendered. Okay, on press primary. Okay, so we can override the text color or the background color, but for now I think I will just let it stay as it is. Yeah, this is looking nice. This is also looking nice. Looking nice. Okay, so unfortunately this will be it for today. I will upload this to YouTube as I'm super tired, I'm really sorry. And thank you for tuning in and hope to see you next time.